Good day and welcome to the news roundup for Tuesday, February 7. I am Abigail Smythe. Among the stories in this evening's newscast, a man said to be of unsound mind shot and killed by police in Arnett Gardens. Woman shot and killed at her gate in Gregory Park. 2 men shot and killed during police shootout in Riverton City. Staff at University of Technology protest for a second consecutive day. PNP caretaker for Central Kingston, Imani Duncan Price, leaving representational politics. In business, Jamaica exports its largest single bulk shipment of limestone. In the region, Haiti's Prime Minister appoints council charged with ensuring long-awaited general elections. Further overseas, death toll surpasses 7,000 after 2 powerful earthquakes struck southern Turkey and neighboring Syria. And in sports, Falkland FC secure their first win of their Jamaica Premier League campaign.
Teach them! Always make sure the message reach them!
Now for the news in detail. 2 men were killed during a reported shootout with the police in Riverton City, St. Andrew, Monday night. A 17-year-old boy is among the deceased. The police report that 2 firearms are recovered following the incident. It is reported that about 10:45 p.m., police from the St. Andrew South Division were on foot patrol when they came under gunfire by a group of men along Ferguson Drive. The police reportedly took evasive action and returned fire. During a search of the area, the 2 unidentified men were found suffering from gunshot wounds and clutching firearms. They were taken to the Kingston Public Hospital where they were pronounced dead. The deceased are believed to be members of the Blue Widow gang operating in the community and in conflict with the Lingers gang. Head of the St. Andrew South Police Division, Senior Superintendent Kirk Ricketts, says the Riverton City community is an area of concern for the police as it is a hotbed for gang activity. Operations Officer for the St. Andrew South Police Division, Superintendent Damian Manderson, says this incident is one of the many that police officers endure daily.
This encounter here in Riverton highlight the gruesome nature of the work that we do within these hotspots within St. Andrew South and if I may say across the island, where brazen individuals armed with firearms are willing not just to take the lives of innocent Jamaicans but to take on members of the security force.
Superintendent Manderson is making an appeal to gang members to turn themselves in.
I want to use the opportunity to appeal to the Blingers gang, to appeal to the Blue Window gangs operating here in the Riverton community, to take the opportunity. The wanted men, the Marquis, and all the others inside here who are wanted, I want to use the opportunity to call on them to turn themselves in. Come with a pastor, come with your lawyers, come with a teacher, come with a family member, justice of the peace. Find somebody and turn yourself into the police. One thing is sure is that we will not relent until we restore order to this community and to all the communities across this police division.
The incident has been reported to the Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom, and the St. Andrew South Police are investigating. A woman was shot and killed by gunmen this morning in Gregory Park, Portmore, St. Catherine. She has been identified as 52-year-old Diana Griffiths. It is reported that around 9:30 she was sitting at her gate in an area known as Gulf when she was approached by armed men who opened fire on her. The injured woman was taken to the Spanish Town Hospital where she succumbed to her injuries. Acting head of the St. Catherine South Police Division, Superintendent Hopeton Nicholson, says the police are seeking several persons of interest in connection with the killing. They are Ian Thomas, otherwise called Scaly, and brothers Sandre Tracy and Miguel Tracy, all of whom are from Gregory Park. Some time ago, a shop belonging to the woman, who was a well-known Jamaica Labour Party worker, was gutted by fire. The incident was suspected to be the work of arsonists. JLP officials, including Member of Parliament for the area, Alando Terrelong, and fellow MP and Deputy General Secretary Dr. Andrew Wheatley, visited the area. A man said to be of unsound mind was shot and killed by the police in Havana, Arnett Gardens, shortly after 7 o'clock Monday evening. The deceased has been identified as Peter Francis, also known as Juki. It's not clear what led to the incident, but residents claim they heard explosions and went to investigate and saw Francis suffering from gunshot wounds. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The incident has triggered anger among citizens who took to the street to protest. And the police are investigating a suspected case of suicide after the body of a man was found in a cane field in Worthy Park, St. Catherine on Monday. The deceased has been identified as 55-year-old Frederick Grant of Rosemount Housing Scheme in Linstead. It is reported that the police were on patrol along the Ty-Dixon Main Road when they received information that led them to a section of the Worthy Park cane field. Mr. Grant was found slumped in the driver's seat of a grey Toyota Hilux pickup truck. He had a wound to the mouth and a firearm was seen in his lap. Mr. Grant was a marketer at Kingston Bookshop and the husband of Dr. Claire Grant, Deputy CEO at the RJR Gleaner Communications Group. Jamaican-born U.S. Air Force Major Andre McDonald, son of Jamaican businessman Everton Beachy Stout McDonald, was handed the maximum sentence of 20 years in prison for murder. He was convicted on Friday of manslaughter in a Texas court for the gruesome 2019 death of his wife, Andreen McDonald. He testified during his murder trial that he killed Andreen in self-defense and disposed of her body. He said what fueled his anger was that days before the killing, he learned of Andreen's intention to cut him out of a stake in her company. MacDonald said about midnight on March 1, 2019, he and his wife had an argument shortly after he arrived at their San Antonio home, during which she was cursing at him and hurled sexually charged and homophobic insults, including reference to his mother. After threatening her with a divorce, MacDonald said Andreen spat in his face and charged at him, following which their heads collided. He said she rushed into the bathroom to examine a wound that was bleeding, but when he tried to assist her, she rushed at him. He testified that he threw her to the ground and kicked her twice, but said he could not recall where on her body he kicked her. A news report said MacDonald then heard footsteps and realized that the couple's 6-year-old daughter Elena may have seen or heard the commotion in his and his wife's master bedroom. After taking the child away after he saw Andreen wheezing on the floor, MacDonald said he returned to the bedroom. MacDonald confessed to dragging Andreen's body out of the house, beating it in the process with a hammer in a fit of rage, setting it on fire, and dumping the remains. He told the court that he felt like he was a victim in the situation and blamed Andreen for destroying their lives. The elder MacDonald, 67-year-old businessman Everton Beachy Stout MacDonald, who is accused of murdering both his wives here in Jamaica, is currently in custody and scheduled to stand trial in September for the murder of his second wife, Tanya Hamilton MacDonald, in July 2020 in Portland. In relation to a murder charge for the death of his first wife, Merlene, at her Bound Brook, Port Antonio, Portland home in May 2009, Everton MacDonald is to return to court in January 2024 for a plea and case management hearing. Administrative, technical, and ancillary staff at the University of Technology Jamaica, UTech, continued their protest for a second consecutive day today. Approximately 80% of the university's administrative and technical staff reported sick on Monday in protest after the institution revealed they might not be paid next month. Meanwhile, the president of the Academic Staff Union, Joan Lawler, revealed that while her team will not be joining the industrial action at this time, they fully support their fellow employees. Lawler says the issue of late salaries has been a recurring problem at the institution. UTech issued a statement regarding the absence of administrative staff at the institution. Acting president of UTech, Professor Colin Giles, says he's not been officially advised by the union as to the specific reasons for the industrial action. Professor Giles says the administration is aware of the ongoing wage claim issues for the administrative staff, which have not yet been settled. He says these are among other issues previously expressed by the University of Technology Administrative Staff Association. The professor is, however, assuring the public that matters matters are being actively pursued by the university's executive management and council in collaboration with the Ministries of Education and Finance. The acting president advised that classes are being held as scheduled and efforts are being made to minimize disruption in providing administrative services to stakeholders. And People's National Party PNP caretaker for Central Kingston, Imani Duncan Price, says she will not be contesting the next general election. Duncan Price indicated her decision on Monday to party president Mark Golding and party chairperson Dr. Angela Brown Burke. She stated that she is giving her attention to the Imani Grace and Love Foundation, which has embarked on a project that provides affordable housing solutions for the working class in the Caribbean and is set to move to the next level of implementation. As the scope and responsibilities of the project have started to significantly increase, Duncan Price said she has decided not to go up again for the seat as the party prepares strategically for a future election. She said it was a hard decision for her. Last August, her colleague Lisa Hanna also advised the party president that she will not offer herself as a candidate for the PNP in the next general election. She came in for criticisms following her narrow win in the 2020 general election, in which her party was battered by the governing Jamaica Labour Party. That year, she also lost the bid for the PNP presidency. The St. Elizabeth Police have launched an investigation into a robbery at Sydney Pagan STEM Academy over the weekend. According to reports, 65 Samsung tablets valued at approximately $1.95 million were stolen from the guidance counselor's office. The break-in was discovered Monday morning when students and members of the school's academic and ancillary staff turned up for work. The school's guidance counselor reportedly checked off the tablets on Friday and securely locked the office. However, Monday morning it was discovered that a window to the office was breached and the place was ransacked. The theft of the tablets will severely affect instruction at the facility as the devices were to be used by the students. The police are asking businesses and individuals to be on the lookout for people who might want to pass off the tablets at very low prices. A man and a woman who submitted fake Caribbean Examination Council CXC certificates in applying to join the Jamaica Constabulary Force (JCF) pleaded guilty to fraud on Monday when they appeared in the St. Catherine Parish Court. They were fined a total of $700,000. Ricardo Thomas pleaded guilty to uttering forged documents and was fined $300,000 or 6 months imprisonment. Dominique Evans, who also pleaded guilty to the same offense, was fined $400,000 or 6 months imprisonment. Evans asked Parish Judge Desiree Allen for time to pay the fine, and he was given until April 21 to do so. Thomas was represented by attorney-at-law Earl Hamilton, who begged the judge not to impose a custodial sentence on his client. In business, Jamaica exported its largest single bulk shipment of limestone on Monday. The shipment from Lidford Mining was transported by the motor vessel Donald M. James, the largest bulk carrier to ever visit the island. It departed with 55,000 tons of chemical-grade limestone. Lidford says it is the first in a series of shipments for this year. The shipments should boost the local economy, generating jobs and foreign exchange. The limestone will be used in products which help to control emissions from power plants and support clean energy applications. In the region, Haiti's Prime Minister formally appointed a transition council on Monday, charged with ensuring that long-awaited general elections are held in a country with no democratically elected institutions. While many doubt the creation of the council will help the government hold elections this year as envisioned, Prime Minister Ariel Henry says it was a significant step toward that goal. Haiti has failed to hold elections since the July 2021 assassination of President Jovenel Moïse. Henry assumed power shortly after Moïse's death and promised that his administration would do so. In early January, the terms of the remaining 10 senators expired, leaving no elected officials in place for a country of more than 11 million people. Henry has called on all Haitians to unite and fight for change as the country continues to spiral with poverty and hunger deepening and violence spiking. On the international scene, rescue workers are continuing to dig through the rubble of collapsed buildings, searching for survivors of a 7.8 magnitude earthquake that struck southern Turkey and neighboring Syria on Monday. A 7.5 magnitude tremor hit after, which officials say was not an aftershock. More than 7,500 people have died, and the death toll is expected to rise as rescue missions continue. The massive quake, one of the largest to strike the quake-prone area in the past century, is raising fears of a new humanitarian crisis in a region strained by years of war, displacement, and economic hardship. World leaders have pledged their support after Turkey issued an international appeal for help. So far, Iran sent 45 tons of supplies, including blankets, tents, and medicine. Meanwhile, 2 planes from Iraq carried 70 tons of food and supplies, and Baghdad also dispatched a fuel convoy. Tokyo dispatched the Japan Disaster Relief Rescue Team to conduct search and rescue operations. And finally, in sports, Falkland FC defeated Chapelton Maroons 1-0 in their Jamaica Premier League clash on Monday to capture their first win of the season and their first in the top flight after starting the season winless in their first 12 games. Falkland are now on 6 points, while Chapelton remain on 3 points, rooted at the bottom of the table. And that's it for your news roundup for today. I am Abigail Smythe. Have a good evening and see you next time.
Teach them! Hey, yo, hello! Send the message and make it reach them. It's teach them. Right here, Warlord representing.
Thank you for watching. Like the video before you go. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. And remember to share the video with your friends and family. And browse the channel for more quality content. Until next time, walk good, my friends.
Teach them!